At the age of 15, Hiro Nakamoto spent a weekend at his grandparents' Kyoto, Japan, home in 1971. Hiro, bored and inquisitive, made the he found a small wooden box that was locked among them. Hiro broke the hinge and opened the box using a screwdriver he found in the attic. "No, Hiro, don't open that box," his grandfather yelled in Japanese as he went into the attic. Hiro was startled and dropped a tiny Japanese doll that was inside. With obvious fear on his face, his grandfather quickly took up the doll and put it back in the box. He raced downstairs, found some tape, and wrapped the box as many times as he could with the hinge broken. Hiro questioned his grandfather about why he was so afraid of the doll. As he was wrapping the package, his hands trembled as he raised a cold, terrified gaze, but his grandfather remained silent. When he was done, he placed his hands on Hiro's shoulders and demanded that he keep the box closed forever. Even after he passed away, he pledged to leave clear directives regarding the doll's destiny. Hiro nodded and begged for clarification. After that, his grandfather told Hiro a tale that would follow him around for the rest of his life. It was 1906. I was 9 years old and lived on the island of Hokkaido in a little village called Hakodate. That summer will never be forgotten. In early June, the first girl in our village vanished. Everyone looked everywhere, but nothing turned up. Some believed she had fled to the city. However, fear took hold when the second girl disappeared, and tales of an Akuma Doll, devil doll, started to circulate as my mother and I strolled through the village. Fear permeated the air. Festivals and celebrations were called off, and after dark, nobody was permitted outside. The elders of our hamlet summoned a professional investigator from Tokyo. There were 6 girls under the age of 14 missing by the time he got there. 10 was the youngest, going from house to house. The investigator interrogated everyone and recorded our answers in a black journal. He asked my parents a lot of questions. When he visited our home, we farmed persimmons and were not often off the farm if he had any leads. My father asked the investigator, declared everyone innocent after acknowledging he had none. He spent almost a month there, at times asking questions of the locals and at other times just exploring the jungle in search of hints. The unthinkable occurred in mid-September, after the investigator had left, believing the girls had been abducted and taken far away. Though there was still sadness and bewilderment, life had begun to return to normal. My mother requested me to go to the village temple on a Sunday morning so that I may pray and give the monks money. Because of the disappearances, I hadn't gone in a while, but I was eager to get it done before breakfast. Our home was roughly 1 kilometer away from the temple. A strange silence fell in place of the monks' customary commotion. As I got closer to the temple, a foul stench hit me. I stepped inside with my nose covered and called out, but no one answered. The sound of rustling came from under the tatami mats. Then I was terrified, but I told myself it was simply a Japanese raccoon called a tanuki. As I lifted the mat, the stench got stronger. Beneath, I saw a young girl's nude body composed of pieces from other females. The torso, legs, and arms sewed together. A doll was perched atop this hideous construct and was glaring at me. It blinked, I promise. I screamed as I staggered back, terrified, and fled as quickly as I could home. Upon noticing my anguish, my mother abruptly stopped her work and came to me. After then, I was in such shock that I don't recall anything. My father hurried to get aid, and my mother put me to bed, so I guess I told them what I witnessed. I was visited by an elderly woman from the village. She informed me about the Akuma doll, which had taken the lives of the 6 girls in order to fashion a body for itself, using parts from each victim. The doll had been kept inside the temple, but had managed to get out. She added that since the monks had disappeared, it was now her responsibility to keep the doll locked away. When she passed away, she wanted me to take over. I nodded, terrified but believing her. After the elderly woman died, I took care of the doll until I was 20 years old. Since then, Hiro has assumed responsibility and has kept the doll safe. More horror, scary stories. Please subscribe. Gothic Horror Stories channel.